Are you struggling to find love and happiness? I'm Coach Riana Milne. For over 40 years, I've helped thousands of clients create the life they desire and have the love they deserve. Join our Singles, Life and Love Transformation Group, a program designed to heal your past childhood and love trauma and teach you how to attract emotionally healthy love for lifelong relationships. Space is limited. Go to the link below for thousands in savings.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Coach Riana Milne. I'm really happy to see you here tonight because you're going to learn so much. This is one of my favorite classes to teach because why? It's Love Month. And I'm really concerned for all of you that have not had the love that you deserve, to not have that date on Valentine's Day, or even if you're in a coupled relationship and struggling, I want to make sure that you have the ability to change that up. And if you're single and frustrated, this is a great class for you to be in because we're going to get to the root of what's going on for you by going over the love test. Tonight is a gift from me to you to show you my love and appreciation for Valentine's Day. So if you didn't have a Valentine, I will be your Valentine. Okay? This night is meant to be inspiring and motivational and educational. It is part 2 of a 3-part series, The Secrets for Success in Life, Love, and Business. And January held 2 classes, and March will be 2 classes, but you have to register for each one. If you did miss the January class, don't worry. We do always send out that replay tape on the emails that will be going out next week because we want you to catch up, see January, see February, and then join us in March. So then you'll get a real rounded education. But what you're going to learn tonight can change everything about the way you select a partner, what the difference is between emotionally healthy and toxic love, how childhood trauma impacts your love life, and the art and psychology of dating successfully and consciously, leading to loving, sustainable relationships. So I ask you to open your hearts and minds tonight to what you're going to learn and encourage you to make the changes that you really want and desire within yourselves, within your life, and be determined to love differently from this point forward to become the very best you can be in all life areas in 2023. The purpose of this class is part of my heartfelt mission to help all of you attract and have emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious love that's sustained through time. I've been doing this for 23 years, being part psychotherapist and certified love trauma recovery, and mindset coach. And I combine many, many modalities, 28 of them actually, to have the success with the clients that I do. So I want you to become inspired in knowing that the life and love transformation journey can be part of yours too, where you can really create that life you desire and have the love that you deserve. It's only one step away for you. Being here, especially going over the love test, you're going to learn a ton. It all begins when you decide to eliminate the hold that the past unconscious, unhealed childhood and love relationship trauma has on you. And using time-tested, proven system that I developed and trademarked that will lead you to numerous changes in your life, whether you desire engagement, marriages, this can happen for you too. I know you may not understand at this moment the huge correlations between past childhood experiences and your dating and love relationship success and how that impacts you. But I promise you, after tonight, you will be really full of understanding. It'll be crystal clear to you. Tonight's agenda is 5 parts, okay? We have a lot to cover tonight. Get your favorite drink, beer, wine, coffee, whatever you want, a bite of food, a notepad, pen. We're going to start with a review of the 4 love tests that you got when you registered for this class, and make sure you have those handy. We're going to do that first. Second, I'm going to go into the unrealistic expectations that can ruin relationships. So if you're a coupled relationship, this is a very important section for you. The invitation to the Life and Love Transformation Group that will be starting March 20th. It's a phenomenal group, and you're going to get all kinds of details in that, and also be offered $16,000 in bonuses tonight. And the next part is the 8 truths to the art and psychology of dating successfully. So that's a great part for our singles. And then at the end is open live question and answer. So whatever questions you have on content, or if you're struggling with something personally, jot those down. One of these tests may jolt something in you. It's like, oh yeah, I want to ask Riana that. So just jot it down and I will be sure to answer it. I've been known to stay on these classes quite long, but as long as there's questions, I am here for you. So I'm ready to rally all night long, whatever you guys need. And at the end, you get 2 free ebooks for attending tonight to the end. One is Having the Love You Deserve ebook, and the other is 7 Common Warning Signs of a Toxic Relationship, because you have to know what is emotionally healthy and what is toxic. It has to be really clear, because some people don't even know because of their childhood norms. So this will really help. Who is this class for tonight? If you've tried everything to find your soulmate and getting frustrated with the process, you're not sure what you're doing wrong, or nothing worked to help you feel better about your situation, not years of therapy, medication, other coaches, and podcasts and summits. You're sitting on them all the time. You read every self-help book that's out there, but you still don't seem to get the partner that you desire. And you still have years of anxiety or bouts of depression. You may have fear of dating and can't shake the loneliness. No one seems to get you, and you feel different and wonder, will I ever find love? Or you're stuck in your story, meaning your thoughts and your communication is often about what happened to you from your ex in that toxic relationship from your past. This is what we call being stuck in victim mode, and you can't move on. You may be still angry, pissed off, resentful, and feel violated. Or you lack trust and are afraid to date, yet hate being alone. So you're in that midst of you want to love, but you're afraid to love. You often attach to the first person who gives you attention because it's been so long since you felt in love. You attract toxic, codependent, or addictive or abusive partners over and over again, and you can't seem to figure out why. You see, years of childhood trauma and love trauma creates norms and survival behavioral patterns that served us as kids, but don't serve us as adults. And instead, they sabotage us and attract us to toxic partners. You really want to feel better about yourself and you want an emotionally healthy partner, but don't know how to get there. So I'm really going to make that really clear tonight. No worries, because you're going to learn what to do in this whole class to change all this. And yes, I will be inviting you to take advantage of the time-tested, proven, highly successful Life and Love Transformation group for singles and those who are in between being single. That means could be separated, living with a partner, not sure if you're going to go or stay. You want the information. You want to feel better about yourself. You want more self-love. You're just ready to feel fantastic about life in general. And I took the proven successful group that I had prior a couple of years ago called Dating to Mating. It worked out fabulous, but I added more to it and more time. Okay, so who is this class not for? Well, it's not for those who like staying rigid and right and want to stay in that victim mode for the rest of their life. It's not for those who want to have love in their life. They would rather be alone and play it safe. They're just not ready to have love, don't want love. Or for those who are afraid to look at themselves honestly tonight. And if you can, you're going to learn a whole lot. So yes, I'm asking you to be open-minded to what you hear tonight. Be brave and honest with yourselves when it comes to scoring your test. No one's going to know your answers but you. And I encourage you to change the way you have always thought about things, especially about the ways you've always dated and related in your relationships. Please be willing to receive the content. Okay, so who am I to teach you this information? Tonight, you're going to hear many of the skills and tools I use to change lives for thousands of people. Actually, over 40 years, I've been teaching Mindset for Success and personal transformation, leading people to create the life they desire and have the love they deserve. You may know some of my level of success, but I want you to know my life was not easy. I had 2 very severe love traumas. The first one, I was only 24 years old, had 2 little babies, and my husband stole $200,000 from my mother. I took on that debt from his fraud, and it took me over 16 years to pay her off, working about 5 jobs as a single mom. But it was the right thing to do. And I'm very high in integrity. So whatever it took, that's what I did. That led me to a bankruptcy at 26 years old. So I couldn't get a loan, but I opened up a model and talent agency with my first month's rent and my Mindset for Success that I've been using since my teens. And luckily, thank God I had that in place, because within 6 months, I won the top international education award. Within the year, I won Model and Talent School of the Year. But not only that, many of my actors, models, singers, dancers went on to create the dreams and entertainment that they had. And their families were saying, that's a joke. You'll never get there. From Erie, PA, how are you going to be a rockette? How are you going to be on Baywatch? how you're going to sing on 3 multi-platinum CDs. But these are some of the results of my models, actors, singers, dancers. Everything they desired, they got using mindset. So years later, in another marriage, I had love trauma number 2 by a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde personality. I decided to stand as my own attorney and fought for the annulment and won it. I really didn't know how rare that was. And once I was free, I was frustrated with like, why am I attracting these toxic people? I'm a nice lady. I'm a great mom. I'm a hard worker, a great business person. So that's what started my deep research in psychological journals. And when I came across a whole childhood trauma concept, this was nothing I heard in my triple masters of psychology. And I was a good student. I graduated summa cum laude, top of my grade. Like, oh my God, I have to take this message to the world. How do I do that? So that was the process. In 2012, I actually started going to different therapists to get help from healing from this marriage. And nobody could help me. Nobody heard the word childhood trauma before. That frustration led me to the research. When I uncovered this impact, I created the childhood trauma checklist in 2012 and started using it with my therapy clients. That made me be able to help them so much faster and so much quicker, getting to the root of what happened to them as children that impacted them as adults today. It was crystal clear to me, and it was so exciting. I compared my real world work. I was working, like I said, 5 jobs. I worked in schools from kindergarten all the way through college as a trauma counselor. I worked in a mental health unit for kids 5 through 19, drug and alcohol facility. I was the night therapist for women from the prison system and an adolescent unit as well. All these different combinations, I kept coming across the same types of traumas that were impacting people. And this trauma list was very easy for people to use and identify, oh, yes, this did happen to me. So once we know, we can change things. My quote is, you cannot change what you don't know or understand. Once we understand it, we can change it. It also made me take a hard look and be honest with myself to uncover my own traumas. I could see his traumas, my ex-husband, that was easy. But I just assumed my childhood events were normal. But I realized that uncovering nude photos from my father's mistress when I was 10 years old is not quite normal. And I adored and loved my dad. We were very close. He was a warm and loving parent. My mom never said the words, I love you, or could give me a compliment ever. And then I was incredibly teased by one of my older sisters, and also bullied in school because I was tall and skinny and called a nerd. Only winning a modeling scholarship saved me from that devastation and gave me some confidence. But I was always compared to my brothers because they were really accomplished in sports, and I didn't like team sports. I liked individual things like dancing. Learning this made a huge difference in my life and changed my whole approach to partner selection. And when I healed from all those unconscious traumas, my life was just so free and easy. And it just changed everything about how I felt about myself, my self-love, my happiness level. And I really started to excel in everything. I also grew up with a lot of lack messages. So I was afraid to say yes to myself for several things. And if I did that today, my business would have never grown the way that it has. So it's really important that, these things heal so that we can create the life we really want. Then I took my messages to the world, being interviewed on summits and podcasts, and created my own podcast called Lessons in Life and Love. I have 115 shows. They're free for you all on every podcast platform or on my YouTube channel, Riana Milne. This led to my mission to help change the way the world loves and develop this research-based, trademarked coaching program for singles and couples, for straights and LGBTQ individuals as well, from ages 16 to 76. I was very honored to be featured last year and the year before in Forbes magazine, voted one of the top coaches to follow by Wealth Insider magazine, one of the top 100 successful women in the world. Geez, that came out of nowhere. And also just this year in January 2023, featured in Business Success magazine. So I'm also Reverend Riana, and I've been an interfaith minister since 1996. Spirituality is a huge part of healing. And I have 2 daughters who are very successful and 6 adorable grandkids. I share my journey of childhood and love trauma to help inspire you all that you don't have to suffer in life with negative fear-based thinking, low self-esteem, not feeling heard, or feeling different than everyone else. Experience of over 23 years helping those heal who experienced childhood and love trauma, which is now 100% of us. The research shows as of 2021, 100% of us have childhood trauma. We discovered these normalized experience that we thought were normal sticks to the unconscious and impacts our behavioral patterns and ways of being and thinking when we become adults. These experiences don't mean that we're broken, we're not bad people, but they just don't serve us in a positive way. So I cracked the code to identify where the past traumas are impacting us, why they are, how to heal them, and stop them for good. So the unconscious control of these experiences have on us cause emotional triggers, fear-based negative thinking, and sabotaging the love relationships we all truly desire. If you feel you can't overcome your past traumatic experiences and get to the other side of the rainbow, is what we call it, no matter how bad your trauma seems to you, trust me, I assure you, you can heal and you don't have to have this damper on your life anymore. So who's ready to attract emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious love, the only kind of love that we're going to accept anymore in our lives, to feel more sexy and empowered and actually love the dating process and know how to sustain relationships over time? Let's get you started. This is the art and psychology of dating successfully, as you all know. So before we go into the test, I just wanted to read one testimonial from Alicia, who had this session with me. And she says, you know, you were so right about my husband. Every single item on your sociopathic checklist that you showed me in our life and love transformation discovery session was him. As you suggested, I looked further and found a secret life. I found other escort services that he'd been looking into since I found the one in Las Vegas, with multiple women he was emailing, using drugs with, and much more. I felt like the word fraud that you used couldn't have been a better word. And I feel like I've been living with an imposter since the day we met. I just wanted to send you a billion thank yous for taking that time and speaking with me. Our first conversation stuck with me, especially during all the difficult times I was trying to decide what to do, questioning if I should leave him. I can't explain the feeling of the biggest weight being lifted off my chest now that he is gone. Keep doing what you're doing. You saved my life. You're an angel sent from above, which is really sweet. And I'm quite honored to be able to help everyone. The childhood trauma checklist. On the childhood trauma checklist, first of all, I'm going to go into the scores, okay? It shows how much your unconscious negative childhood and love trauma experiences are still affecting you today. First, if you scored 0, you didn't choose any, I'm really going to encourage you to look again, because research has shown 100% of us have experienced some form of childhood trauma, which is on this list. Much of this childhood trauma is unconscious, so you may not even recognize your past patterns that you might have normalized as no big deal. But actually, they truly are a big deal. For example, one of my clients, we go through the whole checklist, and then towards the end, she's telling me about how it was really common in her neighborhood to be hit by a switch. And I look back and I'm like, you didn't put down that you had physical abuse, physical trauma. She goes, oh, but that was just how we got spanked and punished. So she didn't even see that that was a trauma for herself. So it can be very easy to skim over these and not think that anything was a big deal. But if you scored 2 to 3, this is considered a lower than average score, which is great. However, the severity levels also must be considered on a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being barely at all, 10 being quite a lot. The more severe, the greater the impact and the higher the severity number. Now, I usually find people with scores in this range have a few other traumas too, as we go through the discussion and the questioning that I do when you're in my discovery session with me. So we do a deep dive into your family history during this Life and Love discovery session. If that's something you're interested in, it is on a special tonight, so hang tight. I got a nice gift for you there. But even one traumatic event could be blocking you in love. For example, you may have had a perfect home life, but was really bullied at school, or is physically attacked and violated by a stranger as a teenager. So this one type of event can have a huge impact on your personal sense of safety, confidence level, and trust in the opposite sex, therefore blocking and sabotaging you in love. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you scored 4 to 6 points, if you said yes to 4 to 6 items, where most people fall into this range, they can easily identify most of their traumas that they see on the checklist. Some were lighter in severity than others. Here's an example of severity. If I ask, how were you punished? Well, I was hit a few times. Well, how often? Well, there was 2 really bad ones. I was hit with a belt. I said, how severe was that for you? A 1 to 10, like a 3 or a 4. I'm like, okay. But it's different if I have someone tell me my dad was drinking and I never knew if I was going to come home and be beat up that day. That's a 10. Okay, so you see the difference in the severity levels, how it can be such a huge difference. In the discovery session, I process 5 assessments that you take for me. Then I know the background of all your situations, the numbers of occurrences, the severity levels. The more information you share with me, the more I can actually help you regarding your childhood experiences, as measured also by the other tests. Then I can give you some solutions on how to heal the past uncommon trauma wounds, the emotional triggers, because you can't change what you don't know or understand. So this discovery session helps you understand what happened in your past that's still impacting you today. If you scored in 7 to 10 yeses, don't worry. Yes, it's a lot, but together we completely heal your past childhood and love traumas and the influence on your life. However, this score is considered very high in the traumatic experiences. So I know you've gone through a lot. My heart goes out to you. But I have had a lot of people work with me that are 9s and 10s. So don't worry, we can still heal and change your life entirely. I want you to also have hope and know for certain that childhood trauma can be healed with many precise skills that I teach, and the practice of those skills and guidance over 4 to 6 months of working with me as a client. So your entire outlook and your feelings about yourself, your life, how you experience dating, your love relationships, change for the rest of your life. Now, I'm what's called a CCTP, Certified Clinical Trauma Professional Advanced, this level 2. And you have to first be a licensed mental health counselor to be that. So if you're deciding to work on a trauma coach, please make sure that you look for the CCTP credentials, because it is intensive training that we have to assure that I can help you. And I've been doing this over 23 years. It's true, I've done years of research and had many experience working with youth and adults who experience both childhood and relationship trauma, and the system and the mindset for success skills, along with holistic health, mind, body, and spirit techniques, heal your trauma and transform your life in 4 to 6 months. I don't want you to suffer anymore in life, love, and business and being dissatisfied in those areas because of trauma, which causes these negative fear-based messages and low self-esteem or low confidence and trust and other impacts. It also causes ongoing anxiety and bouts of depression, inability to set or keep boundaries, overdoing, like people pleasing, because you learned as a child, this is a way I can stay safe. If I'm the good little girl and do everything that my angry dad says, then I'll get love. Okay, that's a childhood message. But then you continue to do that because that's your patterns. You don't need to do that to keep peace and loving, sustainable relationships. Let's heal your past, your trauma, increase your self-love, learn empowered communication, speak your feelings so that you are heard. You'll no longer hold back your success and work, and you'll be able to say yes to yourself more often in all life areas without guilt or remorse, creating that more joy-filled, passionate, purpose-filled life. You will use these skills forever once you learn them. Let's go into the next test, which is called the ACOA test. This is just John's experience after coaching. I've been struggling with romantic relationships most of my life. When I did the trauma checklist on the sample quiz, I realized I had experienced 8 out of the 10 major childhood traumas. I knew I needed help, so I booked a discovery session with Riana and ultimately decided to sign up for her VIP coaching program. Boy, am I glad I did. I realized my whole life had been blindly chasing chemistry and not really looking under the hood of who a potential partner was, if they met any of my needs, expectations, or what they even had to offer. In addition to that, during the program, I discovered that my own childhood abandonment, family addiction issues, and emotional abuse led me to seek avoidant and toxic partner types. I lived most of my life in the victim mindset of wondering why I couldn't find a healthy partner. And it was initially a hard pill to swallow that I was subconsciously choosing unhealthy partners. But the Dating to Mating program has been monumentally eye-opening in understanding why we do what we do in love. It honestly felt like an awakening having the power of this knowledge. And it's hard to believe that I've been fumbling through dating for 20 plus years without it. Beyond Love Relationships, the program also calls you forward to be the best you can be in all spheres of life. Since beginning the program, I've been nominated for a second Emmy Award in my profession and took the major leap of faith to purchase a home to flip and embark on a new career. Where fear had held me back and held me stuck, I finally went for my dreams. He was amazing in changing so much of his life and really learning to embrace and love his profession to the point where not only did he get the first Emmy, but then the second one he was nominated for. This one, the ACOA test, stands for Adult Child of an Alcoholic, but I also add and other trauma. This was a test I came across in my studies, and I loved it because it really did apply to my people who were suffering from childhood and love trauma, as well as a child that had the alcoholic parent. I don't purposely put the headings in these sections because I don't want you to subconsciously mark it higher or lower. Okay, so the X was your experience in the past. The check mark is you're experiencing it now. But still, if you had a lot in the past, it's still in your unconscious. Okay, so there's, of course, 4 pages of this, and we're scoring in 5 areas, past and present. Section A, you want to know, you are measuring your self-esteem and degree of self-love, your degree of confidence and how you feel about yourself. When somebody does this full test, it also tells me what I need to do to work with them to be a better coach and counselor for them. The second one, B, measures your need for control. And this happens when, as a child, you felt very little control in your life, crave it as an adult. And you almost have anxious if you don't have that control. So control works great in the workplace, but it's very damaging in your relationships, especially a woman trying to control a male. Section C, if you have a lot marked here, this tells me you have the need to learn empower communication skills. It's because you grew up with poor communication within your family. It was not modeled how to work through an issue. There might have been a lot of yelling and screaming, or one parent yelled and the other one shut down in fear. If you're a woman now and your mom tended to shut down, you may be tending also to shut down if your partner gets angry with you and you just don't say anything, trying to keep the peace. It's really important that I teach you empower communication skills so you can talk about your feelings, needs, and desires. Okay, section D, if you had a lot here, this is indicative that you were probably bullied or mistreated in some way. You have this deep need to be liked. Other people's opinions of you were very important. This also shows you could have a lot of people-pleasing tendencies, but it points mostly to being bullied, feeling different, not good enough. So I know I have to work on those things. Okay, section E is impulse issues. This is the one section that gets the couples in troubles the most. If there is a cheater in the relationship, the cheater has high impulse. It's very dangerous in relationships because you have one person say, I'm doing it because I feel like doing it, and not having conscious awareness about, but this would hurt my partner. So even though I might desire that girl coming on to me, I'm not going to do it because it would hurt the relationship. No, there's no conscious thinking here. This is where the sociopath tends to fall in. A sociopath does something for pleasure or profit without worrying about hurting the other. So you'll see sociopathy in here. This is also, if you grew up poor, some people may desire that the labels and the shiny sports car without running this past their partner. They have a tendency to overspend, maybe hide what they bought. They like to have nice things, nothing wrong with that. But if you do it in a sneaky way or hiding things or very impulsive, that you have a spending addiction, this then could be, of course, a problem. So we have to end all of those impulse issues. Section F is shown to be for a people pleaser. It's a strong sign that your unhealed childhood trauma still exists within you. You learned in your household, again, to please a difficult parent, not do for yourself, put yourself last. It's important now that you learn to take action and say yes to yourself and do things that will please you, never hurting another person, of course. We're spiritual that way, but saying yes to what's things that serve you and take you into a growth pattern of learning and change and transformation. And the last part, it asks, how do you describe yourself? As perfectionistic or rigid, disorganized or impulsive. And the perfectionistic is the one that tends to crave control, Rigid is the one that's afraid of change, just stays in the status quo. There's a lot of fear-based negative thinking there, so they don't even try. Disorganized is just disorganized, lack of focus, and impulsive. You already know that. Karen says, almost 6 years ago, I felt my world spiraling out of control. I did not think highly of myself. In fact, I thought I was not good enough, not worth anything, and people in my life would be better without me. Looking back, I can say I didn't know how to love myself. When I was 14, I lost my dad. At 28, I lost my sister. At 35, I lost my mom. All the people that loved me left me. I never really learned how to deal with all the loss. So this is pure no-fault abandonment issues. If that wasn't enough, I had a few not so good relationships because she was holding on so tight to have love in her life. Everything in my life would turn into anger and rage. After extensive research, I came across Riana's website. I was impressed with her background, schooling, experience, and resume. From my first meeting, I felt very comfortable and safe. We started to discuss the list of my issues one by one, and this is the ACOA test that these things clearly came up to me. Riana asks questions, offers advice, and coached me how to open my eyes to view situations from a different aspect. Working with Riana, I found her to be hardworking, honest, reliable, and respectful. Riana is unique from all other life coaches because she uses an approach to focus on purpose, desire, and goals. Riana also provides a wealth of encouragement and motivation. Life will always throw us curveballs or obstacles in your path. Now I know how to handle them confidently. Riana was and is an essential part of helping me heal, accept, and love myself. I highly recommend Riana for anyone who's struggling with any aspect of their life. Thank you. Love, Car. And I was very happy to be their officiant at Karen and Roger's wedding. That was in 2006. It's 2023. They're on my Facebook page. Happier than they ever been. And I am so proud of all her changes and accomplishments. And they're a very happy, loving couple. Dating and relationship readiness quiz. What you scored here, it's very important that you have an 8 or higher in each category. And if you have 7 or below on any of them, this is what I really target in on to help you guys. I don't really want you out there dating yet until we clean that up. Because psychologically, when you're 8, 9, and 10 on these lists and your life is together in all these areas, you are really ready to have an emotionally healthy relationship because you know psychologically you are the whole package and you will never settle for less. So this is one of our maps that I keep an eye on, depending on your scores, what I need to do to raise to help clean all this up for you. It's a really great, easy, quick test to see where you are now and what we will work on together. This is what I judge as far as some of the skills I want to make sure you're totally prepared for before you do go out to date. This is one of my grads.
You know, like the day that I called you, you know, I felt so down. I felt so depressed and I just needed help because I was so desperately unhappy. And you called me during the hurricane and you stayed on the phone with me listening, and it was life-changing. I was away from my family at a business conference. I could not focus on my work because I was just depressed, I was down, and I just needed help because I was so desperately unhappy. And today, I just got an email in my inbox, and the subject line was about like, you know, like the childhood abuse, like, you know, like all that stuff. And I just knew that I had to join that podcast later.
How does your journey begin with love?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I didn't speak the language.
Right.
And I started dating this, like, I remember the first guy. I thought he was like this big shot, and with my limited English, I started dating him, and later I found out he was the biggest liar in the world due to my enough knowing about the country itself.
Yeah, well, it's so much to learn all at one time, but he probably zeroed right in on your being naive. And not
yes. And from then on, you know, things were just like a bit crazy. So as a part of the program, you helped me change the story I created about love and relationships. So because I had like all these horrible memories, and you helped me actually bring back the good memories and to rewrite the story so I didn't feel like I was unlovable. It's just all part of the journey, and it had to happen for me to finally be where I am now.
So once you learned that how to get beyond your past childhood and love trauma that impacted you, did that make a difference in your life, and in what ways do you want to share with our listeners?
It made a huge difference. First thing that happened is that I was able to take it easy on myself. I was hard on myself. Second thing is that I was able to establish a new adult relationship with my father, because I no longer judged him for the way he loved me. And I no longer doubted that he loved me, and I no longer needed his approval. That created so much emotional freedom for me that I was able to get out of this very negative victim mind. I was able to become a more compassionate human being.
Oya is happily married to a fabulous man. They had a baby girl together, and they live in an oceanfront mansion in the Carolinas. Since her course, she has found her emotionally healthy, loving partner, and very happy. We are now on the red flag checklist, if you want to pull that one out. This one is very fascinating. You answer this as if you're dating someone, if you're married, or if you're single, who was the last primary relationship that you were with, okay? The warning checklist should make it very clear to you whether you should continue to date, stay married, or be in an exclusive relationship with a partner for which you answered this test for. Okay, keep in mind the severity levels of each behavior is very important for me to analyze when I do meet with you, but at least you can get a general idea from this quiz. So to have an emotionally healthy love relationship, you want to be strong enough to be single rather than settle. If you see a lot of red flags as you're dating, it's important to know this will not get better with marriage or with time. It's important to free yourself from a toxic partner so you can be available to meet someone more evolved and consciously aware. Now, evolved means being your highest and your best self. They're a good person. They're successful. They may be a great parent. They're active in their community. They have a lot of things that they're proud about. They're confident, right? There's no addiction issues. So we're looking for someone that really has their life together. Don't worry, however, if you see a ton of red flags, because as a trauma recovery coach, again, I can help your relationship issues if both parties are willing to get help. Remember, if you want help and your partner refuses, I always advise someone to get started with your coaching anyway, because one of two things are going to happen. One, you'll heal your past childhood and love traumas and gain confidence, more self-love and self-esteem, while evaluating whether to stay or leave your partner. If you choose to leave, you'll be highly prepared to date successfully, knowing the art and psychology of how to meet a great partner, what your requirements are, and how to have sustainable love relationships over time. Many people have done this with me. Their partner refused, right? They came in, then they learned what to do, and they actually changed the relationship. So that's option two. You'll change so much that your partner will be worried you're going to leave them. They often get asked to get involved with coaching later when they see you're coming confident and self-love, and what they try to do, it doesn't bother you. It doesn't faze you. You're so strong internally. You're not yelling back. You're not engaging in the drama. It's really amazing how you can teach them. This, I'm thinking of Bob, my realtor out in Nebraska. His wife refused to come. He came for coaching, and she came into one of 20 sessions with me, and it turned everything around. So I know exactly how to do this. If you're struggling with a partner and they refuse to go, you start. And then you will decide whether you want to stay or leave. And if you're staying, then the whole dynamic of the relationship will change, because you will know how to do that. I have a married couple from New Jersey. I just saw that they celebrated another anniversary. I had them in 2002, and he was a chronic cheater. She already gave him the divorce papers. She was done, and they're still happily married. If you are single, you always want to be the chooser. You want to have this knowledge that's on this list to attract someone emotionally healthy. So if early on you're seeing these things, then this is not the person for you. Next, the world is abundant. When you have this mindset around love and dating, you have many partner choices. So it's easy just to move on to the next one. So now let's go into what your scores mean. So the top section, items 1 to 3 about kids, they're not counted or scored because not everyone has children that take this test. However, I say if you have no to any of these, you wouldn't want this partner to raise your child, you wouldn't want your child to be like them, or you wouldn't want to spend your life with them exactly as they are, that's enough to tell you to stop dating, that these are enough red flags already. And honestly, ask yourself, why am I dating this person? Because it's up to you to protect the mental health of yourself and your children. Don't let childhood trauma go through another generation. It always is shown it goes through at least 3 generations. Once we know this system, we can stop that. You teach your children how to think and be emotionally healthy. Answering yes to any others in the other section is 1 point each. The more points you have, the more toxic the partner and probably your relationship. So section 2 are items 4 to 8. This is indicative of low self-esteem within you and probably some codependency. And that could point to the signs that you are settling in love. Never accept somebody's addiction. You can't love them enough to stop their addiction. They have to want to step up and do it. Being an addictions counselor also, which is LCADC, I usually say once you're out the door, they finally are saying, okay, I'm going to go get help. But it's not until then when you say, I'm done, I've had enough. And they have to be at least 6 months in a program clean before you even consider trying again. Never accept that addiction or someone that only focuses on good sex. Don't only focus on money or anything else that's shallow. You know, you could be sorry for the rest of your life if you marry someone like this. So don't rescue someone yourself. Don't try to fix someone. As you meet them, this is who they are. Don't fall in love with someone's potential. Be honest and ask yourself, am I settling or am I codependent? That's section 2. Section 3 are items 9 through 17. This points to a lot of severe toxic traits. This points to a partner who is selfish, could be narcissistic, or even sociopathic. If they are married, separated, or still thinking, talking, or in touch with an ex in a romantic way, get rid of them. I'm not talking about a man that shares children with another woman. They have to be in touch. But I'm talking about secretive, reaching out, love texts, whatever. You get rid of them. That's called a secret life. Very toxic. If they have anger, rage, blame, or control issues, or are irresponsible or impulsive or emotionally distant and shut down, this could be indicative of a mental health issue like bipolar or borderline personality traits in the worst cases. Okay. Again, I have to have everybody's individual stories. This is just a generalization. Once I know what's going on, I can really tell you more. This is where, the first girl, Alicia, was saying, and the first thing as we're going through this, I'm like, you have a sociopath on your hand. Like I knew right away. I said, I think he's frauding you. I think he's lying to you. So I can tell really right away with 23 years of experience, I really know what's going on. And this is, where I can see a lot of these traits coming up. Section 4 is items 18 through 30. They're also severe, but if there's just 1 or 2 and they're not so intense, you have a shot at saving this only if they are willing. If they refuse to see me with you to overcome their past childhood and love trauma, you have their answer. They just don't want to change. And we can't force change upon another. We can change ourselves, but we can't force change upon someone else. So if you're still on the fence whether to go or stay, then I do suggest you enroll to meet with me for that transformation discovery session that's on special tonight. And even if they don't go, you go. This shows your partner you mean business. You're not putting up with things as the way that they are. You're done. You want changes or you're going to get out. It's then that they finally take you as serious. If they then say, yeah, okay, I'll do a discovery session with Rihanna too, they do a separate one. The reason I keep it separate is because I want people both safe to share whatever they need to share with me. I know there's 2 sides to every story, but I don't want to put people in the same room sharing these answers. So they're done in private. They each need their own session. Okay. But take action if you're struggling because life is too short to be miserable. And then if it is a couple, the 3rd session with me is free just to go over my findings and make a suggestion. There are solutions to all this. My clients know what is a good or bad personality type and why, if that person is emotionally healthy or not, by date 1 or 2. They know the questions to ask. They don't get emotionally invested or physically intimate early on. They're full consciously aware during their dating. They're listening. They're learning about who this person is. They're observing. They have, again, the 24 questions that they're armed with. And it doesn't sound like an interview. It just sounds like a conversation. But they are really consciously aware of what's going on. That's why we call it conscious dating. And there's many dating and relationship skills that I would teach you. I must teach you to find someone emotionally healthy, because indeed there is an art and psychology of dating successfully. And you're going to learn that in part 4 tonight. Many of these tests I've scored have 50% or more toxic signs. And I ask myself, why do people stay in something so abusive? Well, it's the unhealed childhood trauma. They crave the love, these breadcrumbs of love that they get, because there's no self-love. And they're so unconsciously used to getting so little love from the family home or their parental situation. And, this basically feels normal to them. We have to change all that and really increase your self-love. So again, once I get your personal history, dive deep into childhood experiences, analyze what's going on in love patterns. I make these clear connections of why things are happening for you the way that they are, why you're attracting these types of partners that you are, and maybe over and over again, which is called RRS, relationship repetition syndrome, or why your current relationship didn't work. Again, you can't change what you don't know or understand. So let's understand it. Let's get to the bottom of what's happening, know what the issues are, and then we can heal everything and start your road to the incredible life that you desire. Okay. All right. If you want to review your individual scores with me, how do you do that? It's 6 easy assessments. The ones you did with was fine. You don't have to redo them. You send them in to me by email. We meet for 90 minutes, 1 hour for me to do all the interpretations and 30 minutes for your questions. And then I describe also steps to heal your trauma and how you can start creating that life you desire. So this is a class special. This is a $497 session. Actually, it's worth double that. And I just haven't raised my prices because I have to raise them everywhere, marketing wise. But it's 90 minutes of my time, right? To get it for $79 is really a deal and a steal. So if you would like your tests interpreted and meet with me, we meet on Skype 90 minutes. Just go to that link, bit.ly, discovery session class offer. Okay. And that's where you sign up to meet with me for that price. That's the only place. It's a class special only. This is not on my website or anywhere else. So do take advantage of that if you're really curious about what your scores individually mean for you. Kirsten talks about her discovery session that she had and the difference that it made. And this way can
I had just ended a 7-year on again, off again relationship. When it was finally over, I realized was incredibly toxic. I was actually involved with a narcissist, which I didn't even understand what that meant until, I was in so much pain that I wanted to figure out what happened to me. I just was willing to do anything to get over this and move forward with my life. The one thing that you mentioned that really struck me was you had said that a lot of people have these unhealed childhood traumas that if they don't ever work through and figure out, it can lead to continual adult relationships that fail. And then we had that first introductory meeting, and I just feel like you understood me better than anyone. I've had therapy on and off in my life, but I felt like you really got down to the core issues really quickly in a way that nobody ever had.
That's what the Great Discovery Session does. And people have told me, and she was in 7 years of therapy, and she goes, I never heard any of this. In 1 hour, I get the answers that I need. Let's move on to part 2 for you guys, about 8 unrealistic expectations that can ruin relationships. And you want to avoid believing in these unrealistic expectations. Many people do. And it's really important that you don't. A big part of why relationships fail or having a successful dating story leading to a sustainable relationship is maintaining reasonable expectations of your partner from day one. When your expectations are unreasonable, they frequently go unmet. You'll get frustrated and angry or maybe codependent or too needy with your partner. Again, these are all signs of unhealed childhood trauma leading to love trauma. And so they need to be healed before dating or entering a relationship. If someone fails to live up to your expectations, you could become upset and angry. There is a huge difference between having the love you deserve, which is very important in our system, or being a perfectionistic and having unrealistic expectations. Let's explore these a little further. The first one, my partner should be able to read my mind. Well, we're all guilty of this sometimes. We believe if our partner really generally cared and was a good fit for us, they would get us and be able to figure out what we want and need. Unfortunately, this just is not true. So don't put this unfair burden on your partner. It's not fair and it leads to disappointment or resentment. Help yourself by letting your partner know what you need from them. At the same time, ask what they need from you. You'll both be better off and happier. Open, loving, and communication of feelings is essential to an emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious love. However, most people don't know how to have this style of communication because, again, it was never taught to them or modeled to them in their family. This is why communication skills are a huge part of the programs that I teach. Number 2, zero fighting. We should never fight. Well, no relationship is 100% smooth sailing. You're two different people with two different sets of beliefs and ways of viewing the world. Your needs and interests won't match 100%. Your likes and dislikes aren't the same. There's going to be disagreements in any relationship, but never scream at your partner. Always do what's best for the team when you negotiate through an issue. If you have tendencies to either yell at your partner or shut down and become passive about your feelings, these are signs of unhealed childhood trauma and must be fixed. Number 3, everything should be 50-50. Everyone has different interests and strengths. One of you will make more money. One of you will spend more time with the kids, maybe carry a larger burden of the housework or bill paying, yard work, home maintenance. Nothing's truly 50-50. So it's best to sit down and iron out the responsibilities early on in your relationship. This can always be renegotiated as time goes on and demands arise. But treat your relationship like a partnership and always do what's best for the team to keep you both happy. Resentments quickly build when one partner has the burden of the not fun work. Be careful that you're not people-pleasing to get your partner committed in the first part of the dating phase, because you're giving them a false sense of what responsibilities you want to take on. Let's say you really don't like cooking, but you're cooking every night to impress them. Well, they're going to assume that's what you like to do, and that's what you're bringing to the relationship. So be your authentic self and talk about these things. Hearing you changed after a couple of years of marriage leads to resentments and partners feeling like they were lied to. All we need is each other. This is number 4. Or I will always be the most important thing in my partner's life. You really don't want to be the only important thing in your partner's life 24/7. People with passion and a strong commitment to a goal are highly attractive and more likely to keep your interests for the long term. Create an interesting life for yourself and have interests that are important to you. Too much attention on your partner as the only important thing in your life could cause pressure to them and codependency for you. Good relationships are easy. A good relationship should be relatively easy most of the time, but never easy all of the time. There's always going to be issues as there's two people with two opinions, and that's perfectly fine. Listen and respect each other's point of view and agree to disagree sometimes. No one's opinion should be forced upon you. Let's say, for example, to get the vaccine or not, or who to vote for president. That should not be forced upon you. A relationship is constantly an evolving thing and requires regular attention and maintenance. Do not demand your own way. Force your opinion down your partner's throat. Allow people to be their authentic self and make these important choices. The need to control your partner comes from unhealed childhood trauma. The right partner will make my life perfect. Not at all. This is up to you to create the life you desire by being a successful single before dating. These are the benefits of having a partner, and there are disadvantages too. So expect some parts of your life that will improve with a partner and others may slip a notch or two. Time pressures may increase because a great relationship takes a time investment. No one's life is perfect, but you do your best to be consciously aware. Your partner can enhance your life experience, but won't provide perfection. Don't put this burden on them to fulfill your every need. Your needs are your responsibility. Those who are overly needy are codependent, and this is a sign of unhealed childhood trauma and sure to ruin a good relationship. Don't look to be saved or rescued. Get coaching to help you score all 8s to 10s on that dating readiness skill. And the next one is my partner will always be available to me when I need them. You know, everyone has other things to do besides tend to your needs. Your partner won't always be available. Be supportive when they're tending to their needs, whether personal or in business. Being an understanding partner and having your own activities, keeping your own balanced relationship will help to be supportive of each other. So be very careful not to become codependent. You want a partner, not a parent. So don't smother or control your partner. These are signs of unhealed trauma, and that's going to sabotage and ruin your relationships and end the love that you really crave. And I'll only be the only important thing in my partner's life. Again, you don't want to be the only important thing in your partner's life 24/7. And this is how it was when Lisa came to me. Riana came into my life right away. I knew she was meant to be there. 18 months ago, I was struggling, lost, and helpless from a toxic, abusive, and codependent marriage. Riana's supportive coaching techniques led me to find myself and to make positive lifestyle changes after a difficult time in my life following a divorce. Very often when a woman is in a very long-term marriage, 20 years, 18 years, 23 years, they come to me and say, I've lost myself. I have no idea who I am. And that's because they are doing everything he wanted to do from the very beginning, and they had no time left to develop their own life. So we had to start from scratch for her. She says, because of her incredible insight into life issues and her ability to express direction in her books and coaching program, I gained the strength I needed to move forward and feel amazing. Today, I'm stronger, happier, and love myself more than I ever have. It's been an incredible journey of setting goals, focusing on the positive, reading and centering on positive and spiritual energy. I would highly recommend her coaching program. I'm now in a wonderful, emotionally healthy and involved relationship, know exactly what to do to attract this type of love into my life. And she has been seeing the same man very happily for 10 years. Again, not everyone wants marriage, right? So, I'm very happy when they get what it is that they are desiring. Why is dating so hard today? It's not. It's only difficult if you don't know, understand, or use the Mindset for Success system, which is part of the Life and Love Transformation Program. So if you want engagement in marriage, many of my clients do, like the ones below. Aaron and Oya and Karen, Scott, Lisa, and Jamie, they are all happily married, and 4 out of the 6 do have children. So what most people are doing to attract and keep partners is just not working. It's imperative you learn how to date successfully from an empowered place of knowledge. Get the latest research and education on knowing who to date and why. You already knew Karen's story, but to share Aaron's, coaching led me to gain my confidence back, getting to a point of happiness and self-worth. Again, through my coaching program, the worksheets, and her 2 books, it was an eye-opener. I was lucky to escape the biggest mistake of my life, that of marriage to the wrong person. I'm now engaged in the most fantastic, healthiest relationship of my life. I cannot thank Riana enough for being such an amazing coach, person, and mentor. She's sweet and caring, provides great advice, and asks questions that need to be asked, and also guides you with the answers you need. I've enjoyed opening up to her and becoming a better person for it. I'm forever thankful. She's an amazing woman and an inspiration. I encourage anyone who's in need of help with themselves or a relationship to give her program a try. You won't be sorry. So she married this very famous attorney. I see him on CNBC News all the time. They have a beautiful little boy. He's 8 now, and I see a lot of their pictures on my Facebook page of them traveling the world together. She definitely has a fairy tale life, the life that she deserves. It's not hard when you know what to do. All these clients below are happily engaged. Bob is in the center. He's my oldest client, came to me at 76. So you're never too old for love. I just want to encourage you, if this is something that you want, to feel great in love, getting out of toxic relationships, finding someone really special in your life, healing past trauma. The difference was that they did heal their past childhood and love trauma, and then they went on to have their emotionally healthy relationships. Why is my coaching so different from everybody else's? Well, I have 40 years of professional experience. Yes, guys, I'm 65. And I started Mindset for Success, where I was starting at age 22, teaching at Gannon University, actually business professionals, marketing and PR, and getting them out of their fear-based thinking using mindset work. And then at 26, opened my model and talent agency. So it didn't matter what age, if they were male or female, what their experience was. It's like, what life do you want to create for yourself? Let's do that. This is all the experience I bring to my clients. There's 28 different modalities here. Again, being CCTP advanced, licensed mental health counselor, certified singles and couples life coach, with thousands of testimonials over the years. I'm a certified mindset success coach, licensed drug and alcohol addictions counselor, creator of the childhood trauma checklist, the research-based healing tools. business coach and college professor, NLP techniques using emotional intelligence for conscious awareness. I do neuroscience and brain-based trauma healing, spiritual philosophy and belief systems training, really important for healing. Getting your look together for dating success and your best online pictures, because I was a stylist at a large department store in Philadelphia and modeled for 33 years. So I know how to help you do that. Personal training with over 12 top coaches. I share the best of the best from my coaches. I love coaching because it's always advanced me so much in what I want to do. Personal childhood and love trauma and successful recovery. I totally understand you. I do experiential group learning exercises, positive and developmental psychology, cognitive behavioral therapy techniques, trauma release, forgiveness techniques and practices, conscious and empowered communication skills, conflict management, negotiation, communication skills, spiritual divine meditation and breath work, sexual confidence, education to increase your intimacy skills, the art and psychology of dating successfully and online profile success skills, relationship communication and sustainability, experience as a talent agent and fashion stylist, getting your look together, really important for dating, and dating success in your best online pictures, the coaching that I love. So I'm just going to take a minute here and go into what the program is, and then we're going to do the art and psychology of dating successfully. This is your invitation to join me. I'm going to take this pause and tell you a little bit about the group. It is phenomenal. Who is the Life and Love Transformation Group for? Really, it's for any single ages 18 through 78. 18 is a legal age of an adult. And I do have young people I work with, and they had done this program extremely successfully. Anyone who's experienced a toxic marriage or dating situation and wants to heal past childhood or love trauma, any separated person wanting to heal and increase their confidence when it comes to dating or picking partners, or break any codependency, toxic patterns or habits, or have love addiction to their partner. Those looking for an emotionally healthy partner for retirement, like Lisa, she didn't want marriage. She came out of a really long-term marriage, but she still wanted a partner to love for the rest of her senior years. Any person desiring marriage in a family. That's why I have young people coming through. They want marriage. They want those kids. So that is our goals for them. Any young person stuck in transition post high school or college. They just feel stuck. They're down on themselves. They're depressed. They have high anxiety. Let's get you into feeling fabulous about yourself. Any married or exclusive person questioning whether to stay or leave their relationship. While they're in that questioning phase, as we can increase their self-love, their esteem, and have that empowered communication skill, they can work through issues that they never were able to work through before. And many of them are able to heal their relationships, like I've said before. Number 10, anyone wishing to learn empowerment communication skills and increase their self-esteem, and anyone wanting to learn the mindset for success skills, who's ready to create the life they desire in all life areas and have the love they deserve. Now, in the January class, I went very heavily into what mindset is. So if you missed it, you'll want to go back and see that one. But here's just a few of the benefits of the Life and Love coaching program. Raise your confidence and self-love and esteem, learn personal empowerment, heal past childhood and love relationship trauma, learn the mindset for success system that changes your life in all areas, learn the communication skills to negotiate through any issue, learn the art and psychology of dating successfully, learn relationship communication and intimacy skills, define your purpose and grow your career. I do a lot of career coaching for people. Understand the law of attraction and abundance, how to grow your money. We have a whole class on money management because so many people don't take control over their money and know where they are with it. Become your healthiest best self, holistically, mind, body, and spirit. Reach all your dreams and goals this year and beyond with our goal setting system, and learn how exactly to create that life you desire and have the love you deserve. And for everyone, it's different. Yolanda actually is one of my clients and came in as a guest coach teaching the financial class with me. She taught half of it and I taught the other half. She says, when I met Riana, I was coming out of a toxic relationship and had stopped dating because I was tired of attracting the same unavailable men. I thought I would be single for the rest of my life. I listened to Riana on Empowerment Summit, where she was one of the speakers. During her session, she mentioned people who live through childhood trauma struggle in their relationship, and most of them are toxic. She says you cannot fix what you don't know or understand. I realized that she was talking about me. After the show, I decided to join her 4-month Life and Love Transformation singles coaching group, where I met some incredible women. It's been a wonderful, inspirational, goal-setting journey. She coached us on recognizing these toxic individuals early in the dating phase and being confident in our dating journey. Her program is unique from any other coaching program and worth every penny. I would recommend Riana Milne's coaching program to anyone struggling, such as myself, in their dating life and sincerely want the love they deserve in their lives. It would be the best investment you could make. Love, Yolanda, and she was in my spring group last year. Are you ready? Because it's time for you to create the life you desire and have the love you deserve. Heal all your past childhood and love trauma. Get the exact information you need for dating and love. Increase personal life happiness with mindset for success. Improve your financial abundance, create a purpose-filled life, and excel in your career, and improve emotional, physical health and wellness. So how do you get started? There's the link to check out all the details, lifeandlovetransformation.com. And right there, you can join the March 20th group. It's every other Monday, but let me go into a little bit what is included. Okay, there's a lot. All right. So every other Monday for 6 months. Well, Yolanda said 4. How is that? Because I am bonusing you 2 extra months beyond what Dating to Mating was. That was always a 4-month program. I'm giving you 2 extra months as a bonus tonight. Hour 1, you'll learn trauma recovery and mindset for success skills and dating relationship skills. And the second hour is your personal coaching on your questions or on the lesson. Either one, you ask me. And the questions are always wonderful because I always help teach others. 2 follow-up group sessions. So once you graduate after 6 months, I also see you in month 7 and month 8. So you're with me actually 8 months where I can check on you, see how you're doing. So for you guys, those 2 extra bonus group sessions will be September and November. Of course, you will get the trauma recovery, personal transformation, mindset, dating, and relationship skills. It is a 90-page workbook in the Dating to Mating course for singles. Once you are on that page, lifeandlovetransformation.com, just click to see what's included. There is a lot. There is PowerPoint, educational tapes, videos, audios, and the 90-page workbook and my books, Live and Love Beyond Your Dreams. 30-minute private coaching sessions. Now, over 6 months for the month of February, I am giving you 4 private coaching sessions. Okay, so you can meet with me about parent-child issues, your career, anything you want personally to work with me in private. So this is an incredible bonus. This is 4 extra sessions outside of the group to meet with me, so I know I can help you personally on all of that. So this is what's in Dating to Mating, which is on the online school. Our group meets on Zoom, but this is your learning platform. 5 training modules, 90-page research-based Dating to Mating workbook, bonus videos, audio instructional tapes, both of my #1 best-selling books, Live and Love Beyond Your Dreams, and the Dating to Mating notes, which are trademarked. You will get a supportive community, people who get you. They're empathetic, loving, and supporting. We are the family you may not have ever had, your mothers, your sisters. Accountability partners, I will assign you to someone to talk behind the scenes where you guys can see how you're doing on your goal setting. You're kind of your personal cheerleader. And these friendships have grown and stayed together through the years. Once you get to know each other, it's really nice to see that. And of course, guest coaching appearance. I had Dr. Jane, who is a sex coach. I had Yolanda, who is a financial coach. It depends what the group wants. So it's kind of a group vote. And I bring in guest coaches to even help your education even further. If you're ready to eliminate for good your emotional triggers, your negative fear-based responses, to become empowered and confident to live your best life now, there's bonuses, guys. There's bonuses, $16,000 in bonuses tonight for Love Month of February. So again, you get the 4 months of the group coaching plus 2 months free. So that's $5,000 extra of my time I'm giving to you guys. The private coaching sessions before the program, there's 1 per person. If you've already had a discovery session, I will do an extra hour of whatever you want to be coached on. We really get your goals going already. So that can take place between tomorrow and March 20th, but it's always before we get the program started. The 4-month coaching sessions that are free for February only, $2,000 worth. This will not be seen in March, guys, I promise you. Okay, it's the February Coaching Love Bonus. The Graduate Coaching Award. That means if you make every session live, I give you an extra session at the end that you meet with me around 30 days later in private for 1 hour to see how you're doing. There's an educational resource library on there, tons of things that you can download. They're free for you. The monthly bonus education handouts. So when you sign up tonight, you start getting handouts between now and March 20th. So obviously, the sooner you sign up, the more bonuses you get. And these just keep coming out to you every other Friday or Saturday when I send them out. You can start reading them. If you pay in full, the bonus program to the right is called Success in Dating. That is free. That's an incredible course all on its own. It's a $1,000 program. You get that free when you pay in full. There's $16,000 in bonuses. But wait, there's one more gift. And here's the Success in Dating course. Again, 5 modules. It's excellent. So you can take that right now. As soon as you sign up, you take it between now and March 20th. It will give you confidence if you're out there dating right now. You're going to know all the rules, the do's and the don'ts for online dating in live person. A lot of the psychology of dating is in there as well. I go very deep into it. It's a really fun course. You're going to learn a ton. Okay, here is some graduates from spring of last year, and you can see their success in every age group.
I feel different before I signed up for the class because now my mindset is a lot more positive. I'm expressing gratitude more than I ever have. I think it's good that everyone's open to share and that you allow question time, because then it doesn't just feel like a robotic standard group format. It actually feels individualized, that you allow us to share and talk when that extra time pops up. So I'm very appreciative of that.
It's been very helpful just to remind me of all the steps that I already know, just to get back into it after being battered and thrown around for the last 15 years. It's really nice to have a coach and someone to just show you the way, because Riana she walks her talk. She shares with you her personal experience. She's educated herself and learned her own process through experience, and she's so passionate about what she does, and she's spent so much time and energy and money and work that she definitely is a woman of service and wants to bring this out into the world and help people become happier in their personal life and then find the loves of their life. She's just amazing.
I watched my former partner go through months of therapy, and I am outpacing him within weeks. I feel like it's leaps and bounds of any therapy that I could possibly be getting. I'm happier and healthier, and I know I deserve more. I deserve better. And I totally recommend doing this.
And it's been an amazing progress in just such a short while. I feel very different now than I did before we started. One of the big things is my mind, my hope, my encouragement. She has encouraged me so much to deal with my past and then to look forward, knowing that I am changing. What would you give for something that will change your life? So by just being determined and taking the action, making that investment in yourself, the future looks different. And Riana will be there to not only hold your hand, but to also say that you can do it. And that is an inspiration. I can't begin to express how grateful I am that Riana is there to help me over and over and over again. This is so worth your time. So I recommend it to everyone. Please seriously give this some thought if you want your life changed.
Those are some of my lovely ladies from last spring. We really all do get close. It's like a family. This course value with all the time and the materials is well worth over $30,000. The website advertised price is $4,997. People can join from there. Now it's just $3,247. So you're going to save $1,750 tonight. Plus, if you pay in full, you get the $1,000 Success in Dating program. Now I do have 2 payment plan options. You can get in really easy at $550 deposit and 5 auto payments every 2 weeks. or $340 down deposit and 9 auto payments of $340 every 2 weeks to get all your bonuses. The only thing you do not get is the paid in full bonus of the $1,000 for Success in Dating. That's for those who pay in full. But remember, I told you I also have another gift for you because it's Valentine's Day and Love Month. It's called the Fast Action Scholarship. So if you enroll by the end of this class, you will only pay $2,997. That's an extra $250 in cash off, plus you get your additional $16,000 in bonuses, gang. So it's only $2,997. I have not had that low of a price for over a year. So please take advantage of it and get in at the lowest prices. Will not be available in March. Now is the time to get over there and get your whole program for only $2,997. So that's a total, guys, of $2,000 off the website price of $4,997 when you pay right now. So this is a Love Month offer. It is the best offer that you will see. And I want you to know it is 100% tax deductible in US and many other countries because of all my licenses and certifications. You can write it off under mental health, business coaching. I've never heard one person have an issue writing the entire thing off, which technically makes it free. So would you rather pay taxes or take this and change your life? It's fabulous. And I would love for you to join our family. Just get over to lifeandlovetransformation.com. Keep this open because we're going to go into the next lesson. And here's Marie, she wanted engagement with her partner. She did both the Success in Dating and then the Dating to Mating program. Coaching with Riana has been an amazing source of guidance, support, and inspiration at a time when I needed it most. I can't even fully express the gratitude and guidance that the course Dating to Mating and Success in Dating have done for me. Riana is an awesome listener and fully attends to your passions and dreams in both love and love coaching. Riana helped me work through my fears and helped me put together a practical plan to solve a 3-year problem I was anxious over. And it only took a few weeks with Riana to turn this plan and solution into a reality. Before working with Riana, I was feeling stagnant in my love relationship path, unsure of myself and how to best have a relationship with a man who I love so much. And now we are engaged. It wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Riana. She helped me with past childhood traumas and helped me to communicate better with my partner. I've gained boundaries and clarity in my love relationship, my career goals, launched a new business, and learned to find more balance and ease in my life. I highly recommend Coach Riana Milne. When I first met with her, she was immediately surrounded me with her positive and compassionate energy. I was opening up and freely able to talk with her. One of the big issues I was carrying in my life was dealing with the lifelong high anxieties. Riana was amazing. She helped me turn what I thought were shortcomings into positive aspects. I felt truly heard and validated. I'm grateful for all the work she's done for me. I finally understand the concept of self-worth and self-love, the most priceless gifts in my life. Riana is a perfect person to coach you through anything. Love, Maria. So I'm so happy for her. It was really exciting to work with her because we had so many things we were working on to pull her life together into what she wanted to feel happy. And we reached them all. We did them all together. So it was really fantastic. So let's get you into the last section tonight, gang. 8 truths to the art and psychology of dating successfully.
Do you have the mindset for success? Or are you feeling frustrated in life or your career? Or stressed you can't find love or happiness? Hi, I'm Coach Riana Milne, and I can help you turn your pain into your purpose and passion by using my Mindset for Success system. Learn the Motivational Mindset for Success coaching system that has helped thousands of my clients over 40 years, and it can help you too. It's time to create the life you desire and to have the love you deserve.
The first one is you deserve to love and to be loved by an emotionally healthy partner. What you believe you can achieve. This mindset for success is essential to you knowing that you can have an amazing, loving partner. When you truly believe that you deserve to love and be loved, you will find and choose someone who adores you exactly as you are, who will be the true love of your life. Attract the love you want and stop unconsciously pushing love away by overcoming all self-doubts and negative fear-based thoughts and anxiety that have been preventing you from finding your soulmate. Heal for good those negative emotions and triggers and learn to have empowered self-love and inner light, along with the wisdom to choose an ideal partner for you. 2, you must be ready and available for dating and a commitment. Your soulmate is seeking you at the same time you are seeking them. Finding the love of your life will happen when you've cleared the space in your life and kept it open long enough for it to be filled for what you really want. So what we're doing is we're creating all these life goals in all these different areas. You're improving your self-esteem, you're confident, getting the dating skills, you're out there meeting people. And when you feel so fantastic about your life, your light and your energy is so big, you're attracting so many great partners. My people don't have problems with getting the partners. It's just which one do they want? It's just selecting over time. And we take our time to really get to know that person. You want to know psychologically, right? When you have that 8, 9, and 10 on that quiz, that you are the whole package when you're out there in dating world. Your life, purpose, career, family, and other relationships, financial and legal affairs are all in order. You feel healthy in mind, emotionally, body, you're taking great care of yourself, and you have incredible energy and spirit. So you have devotion and faith that you will have a loving partner. You're truly happy and successful being single. This is what we call being a successful single first. This excellent, coaching with the CCTP does all of this for you. You want to honor your deepest needs and requirements. That's number 3. Be the chooser of your partner versus wishing you're being picked on some dating app. So start by acknowledging your requirements, your needs, your wants, and actively seeking, sorting, screening, and testing. We break that down into really understanding exactly what all those are. And then testing your dates to find the partner and your relationship that meets those needs and those requirements. If you settle for less, you get less, and you won't experience the love and connection you really want. Let the motto be, I'd rather be single than settle. Trust that you won't be single forever. Remember, most singles settle the first time. And don't enter into that RRS, relationship repetition syndrome, where you continue to attract and date the same type of person. You say same person, different face. So it's like, why did I get another toxic partner? Okay, because we're going to heal all that to worry about that again. You're going to trust your intuition that gives you a strong, ambiguous yes when you have found that love connection that meets your deepest desires, as well as an equally important, that your date is when they're a one and done. We call that, no, that's not for me, a one and done. And you don't ignore the red flags ever again. Okay. Life's too short to live unhappy. Honor your deepest needs and requirements and keep dating till you find them. Number 4, be your true, authentic self. Being fully authentic and allowing yourself to date with an open heart and open mind, and being able to share and reveal who you really are, including the parts you don't like so much, so you can connect with others and experience who they really are. It is a fine art. If you share too much early on, which people call being vulnerable, you can scare many people away. If you lie up front, even about your age on a dating app, my people never lie on a dating app about your age. It's a total turn off. If they find out someone lied about their age, they won't date them anymore. You don't start the relationship with honesty, right? So you never want to do that or accept that. So this will allow you to find and attract your soulmate who will adore you exactly as you are at the age that you are. When other people or untrained coaches tell you be vulnerable, this is not a good idea. Just check out the definition of vulnerability. I question, how could I teach people to be doing this? It just shocks me. And I get my definition right off Alexa, who's turned off right now. But I say, Alexa, give me the definition of vulnerability. This is her answer. Susceptibility to attack or injury, the state of a condition of being weak or poorly defended. 2, a specific weakness in the protection surrounding someone. 3, a weakness which allows an attacker to reduce one's security. Now, why would I want one of my clients to go out and feel weak? I teach empowerment, not vulnerability. And empowerment means the ability to share your thoughts, your feelings with confidence, right? So not vulnerability, all right? Big difference. So someone being vulnerable on a date is opening themselves up to attract a sociopath, a narcissist, or even worse, a psychopath. Be diligent and get training of someone with great credentials and choose the right coach. The best, most trained coaches will not be the cheaper ones. This is just one example of getting the wrong information that keeps you stuck in the same position of attracting lousy partners. You need research-based psychological approaches to easily attract many suitors and the real skills from a highly trained professional with years of experience to decipher whether your date is emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious or not. Number 5, true love requires action, trust, risk, determination, and desire. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you always get, right? Your understanding unhealed need for security and to feel safe and then hope that love somehow finds you will just not work. Finding your soulmate requires leaving your comfort zone, putting yourself out there in dating world, and taking emotional risks. But I understand those with unhealed childhood and love trauma have real fears around dating and low trust towards everyone. If you really want love in your life, you have to say yes to yourself, to changing what you've always done to get love. You have to say yes to self-love first, and yes to taking swift action to invest in the skills needed to learn what you need to do to attract and sustain a great relationship. Look, don't feel bad. No one ever taught us how to attract the right person properly. I sure didn't know. We learned from the fairy tales, romance novels, and movies. We learned about chemistry. And for most of us, a great relationship was not modeled by our parents either. So don't you think it's time to really learn exactly what to do? And when it comes to dating successfully, to attract a great partner, to be the whole package and know exactly what to do to sustain that relationship over time. There are reasons why my singles and couples on the brink of breaking up, even after learning great communication and relationship skills, either consciously was able to break away from the toxic partner for good, like Aaron did, or to change themselves and create a partnership to become a emotionally healthy and evolved lifetime unbreakable team. These are real skills that you learn to change your life. If you choose the wrong partner like I did at 24, look what happened to me. I ended up bankrupt at 26 and owing $200,000 before I even got my career off the ground. Financially could have killed me. Thank God mindset kept me positive and kept me moving forward. I was not the victim. I had no time to be the victim. So I just kept going, All right, number 6, identify and embrace your progress on your path in life. Those with unhealed trauma are awfully extremely negative and never see the positive side of things. They really give themselves the compliments or celebrate the many wins we have in life. Those with a mindset for success system love personal growth, ongoing education, and coaching, and will forever challenge ourselves to grow to the next level of success. We take quick action and say yes to ourselves all the time with no guilt. Here's a quick example. I was dating someone, I decided not to move forward. And 3 days later, someone says, why don't you come on our singles cruise? I'm like, yeah, why not? I'll go. So I was on the singles cruise. I met the cruise director for the singles group, and I said, would you like me to speak on the cruise? There's 160 people on the cruise. Now, the cruise director has me wanting to be a special feature speaker. There's 6 cruises coming up. She wants me to be on this cruise as speaking. So just because I have the guts to say yes to myself, I keep growing and learning and having amazing experiences. This is what my clients learn to do. They learn to have the confidence to say yes to themselves and yes to life. Sure, why not? I'll go, So that's what happened. People were from my local area and they're like, wow, I had no idea that's what you did. You were just so fun to hang out with. It's just really interesting when you start saying yes to yourself and yes to life, that things really, really change in all areas. It's fabulous. So we say yes all the time with no guilt. We've never regretted investing in ourselves. We know life is short and we live large. We never regret what we didn't do because we do what we desire without hurting anybody else, of course. We clearly see our growth and our progress and love to celebrate it. We hope you will all join our happiness and this incredible family of consciously aware, spiritually based, evolved people of all ages. We really are like a family. It's fabulous. Number 7, embrace the unknown as a great adventure. We love adventure, travel to new places, and just saying hello to new people. Anytime, anywhere, with a big smile on our face. This is our energy because we're truly happy about who we are in our life, right? And I have to tell you, saying hello to 2 people got me engaged twice. One was in a parking lot and one was on the beach. Hi, isn't this a beautiful day? Oh my gosh, I just love it today. And then he asked me for dinner and then we dated and then he asked me to get engaged. So, it's easy to meet people just by saying hello if you know the skills and you have the energy and this mindset. It's all connected. We don't really depend on apps. Yes, we can be on dating apps. I taught my daughter what to write on a dating app. She's married to her guy she met on Match. We can do apps. They work too. But we're out also living life. We meet people everywhere. The world is so abundant. There's a great art and science also to writing a great profile, which all my clients will get me editing their profile to get that partner you deserve. Leah, Aaron, Bob, and many of my clients found their fiancés and husbands that way on the apps, even though they didn't like apps. Initially, I'm like, just go on there anyway. Let me rewrite it. Let me pick your pictures. And I will make sure your profile is amazing and stands out. Number 8, you learn to trust yourself, maybe for the first time. Spiritual faith in a higher power and in yourself is a big part of this program. Most of my clients have low trust because they couldn't trust those who they were supposed to love the most, their moms and their dad and their family dynamic. This led them to doubting themselves, their abilities, their communication of feelings, which led to them often shutting down, their ability to identify real emotionally healthy love. Many people use sex to attract or feel or get love. And this chemistry dies out fast. And this is why many of these relationships fall apart. Sex is not love. Sex is the icing on the cake. Couples who have a shallow foundation fall apart quickly. But if there's no cake, which we call the substance, there is no relationship. Sex is part of a loving, emotionally healthy relationship. When you learn to have self-love first, you'll have self-trust, and then you'll be able to date successfully, waiting to have sex after building a solid foundation with someone, which involves trust over time. It's all interrelated. So therefore, it's essential to heal your past childhood and love traumas first. If you had a love trauma, like someone cheated on you, their actions led you to believe that you weren't good enough or sexy enough or lovable. That's not the case. We can't change someone else who does not have moral values, but we can sure change how we react to it, as well as not take it personally and move on strongly and still empowered. That's all mindset. Okay. Number 9, forgive yourself. Many people have guilt over leaving an abusive partner and breaking up their family. Research shows children are emotionally better living with one emotionally healthy parent than in a house where there's fighting all the time. If you were abused, you did the right thing by you and your child by leaving. You need to trust your actions and forgive yourself. Now you want to do everything in your power to model empowerment to your children and emotionally healthy, happy love, and help them heal from any childhood trauma that they endured. When I teach parents, I always find out how the kids are doing, what their ages are. And I said, you have to teach them these skills, because kids that are growing up empowered become very successful adults. Like my 2 daughters grew up a toxic father and a very solid, hardworking, loving mom. And even though life was a little hard, we always had vacation. We always planned fun times, which we call adventure days, so there's things that you need to do to make sure your children still feel happy and connected with you. You being happy and teaching them the mindset for success skills you'll learn in the group and individual programs will set them up for success in their life. What is going on in our world is really hard on our kids and our teens today, for sure. So it takes a very loving and empowered parent to get your kids through these hard times without fear-based thinking. So get the gift of love and life transformation coaching, not only for yourself, but for your kids. They will then become empowered themselves. Number 10, work your goal setting system daily. Create the focus and energy you need to be productive in creating the life you desire. Our clients accomplish a huge life wheel, huge, I think it's like 18 slices, within 4 to 6 months of working with me. They're always astonished at how many goals were achieved at such high percentage of change and satisfaction. We complete this in your module 2 and monitor as we go along, breaking our goals down and being motivated with a mindset for success system. Your accomplishments and sense of pride will soar by the time you graduate from our coaching, because you're doing everything in your life that you desire. Number 11, surround yourself with support. As your coach, you will always be in a loving and supportive environment as I teach you the many skills you need to learn. Those who enroll in the group program have a loving and empathetic group of people who really get them. And we can always learn from everyone else's questions. You will see they all become your greatest cheerleaders. We all cheer for each other when another goal is reached or you had a date. Nova had a boyfriend, the 60-year-old in that tape. She had a boyfriend before she graduated class. Many friends stay for life. You'll get this accountability partner to talk over your situations, your feelings, your goals, breaking down any negative things. We're like friends and family members. We will all support you in reaching your goals, helping you with your self-growth and transformation. I'll just summarize up everything for you. I'll go back to the slides just for a minute, tell you how to get your attendance gifts. Liz is a graduate of the group as well. This is when it was only 4 months. She did dating to mating, and you guys get 2 months extra bonus.
Everything I learned in the first session, I was like, oh my God, I've always needed something like this. I wish it happened sooner, but I'm thankful that it's happening now. For me, it was the dating part. I think I had been closed off to it. I was in a very long-term relationship and I really didn't want to. And I think you helped us so much. I've given myself so much to this program. I better do this one thing. And honestly, that's how I met my now significant other. Yes, he's my fiance now. His name is Ben. He is phenomenal. I think it's interesting because we had an exercise where we had to really write what we think the right person for us and what are some attributes we want in a person. And he has everything plus more things that I could ever want. And I don't know if I've ever met such a great match to who I am ever. Obviously, I don't want to say I did this class and this happened, but I think it really did. I think it's like so many things happen after this course for me. But I think the big thing is just, starting to plan a future with someone else and starting to talk about family and buying a home and all these really things that I only wish that I could have when I was taking the class. So it feels like a full circle. And I think being happy in my personal life kind of overshadows everything else. The part of investing in yourself and self-care and mental health, it could change your life. I'm so thankful that I did reached out to you and grateful that you're like, let's do this group thing. I think you would be a great fit. Without that, I really, truly, honestly don't think I would be here today talking to you, engaged and happy in my relationship.
So we have thousands of these kinds of stories, and I love them. They're all my family. The one thing she was fighting me on was, I don't want to do online dating. I'm like, look, dating apps is just part of it. You're going to be out too. She ended up meeting Ben on an online app after I changed it for her. So there you go. Lo and behold, you just never know. So let's do a quick summary here of all the bonuses you get for February Love Month. It's 4 months of group coaching plus 2 months free of my time and energy. That's incredibly amount of bonus right there, $5,000 value. You get a free coaching session with me before the program so we can put out any fires you're struggling with, and we can really nail down what we want to focus on for you in group. You get 4 private coaching sessions with me, February only. That will not be there in March. Graduating award coaching session, you will get that when you attend every class. Educational resource library is located in the online school. Your bonus educational handouts start as soon as you make payment. I send them out Friday or Saturday every other week. And if you pay in full, get the free Success in Dating course, which is a $1,000 program, which is phenomenal, which you can do right now before the group starts March 20th. It's every other Monday night, 7:30 p.m. And of course, tonight for Love Month, I am giving you a Valentine of an extra $250 off. It's like I'm taking you to dinner, right? You will only pay $2,997. That was the introductory price brought out years ago, and I want to give that to you. This will not be seen again. So go over to lifeandlovetransformation.com, pick up your Fast Action Scholarship, get involved, and I can't wait to see you. I will contact everybody tomorrow who signs up tonight. And Lana says she was in one of my first groups. I knew that something about my past childhood upbringing must have influenced who I was as an adult, but I just didn't know how much, and I wanted to learn. If you learn about Riana's group and are wondering whether or not you have the necessary time and the money to invest in it, keep reading, because I was there too. Between the course materials, videos, worksheets, and group meetings, you'll have all the support you need. All you have to do is stick with it and do the materials and practice the skills you learn. This course will not only help you know yourself better, but give you a total understanding of what to look for in an emotionally healthy relationship and how to navigate through the dating part. Your whole mindset will shift. You'll find yourself excited about the process and looking forward to each class and what life has in store for you. Riana spelled out all the rules of dating so you can follow what has worked for so many of her students. So go ahead and sign up. You won't regret it. And this knowledge is with you for life. Love, Lana. Okay, so here it is, guys. lifeandlovetransformation.com. Only $2,997. You'll get that 250 extra cash savings. I call it a fast action scholarship. It's a class scholarship. And once you enroll and check out, there's another secret bonus, but I never talk about it. It's never written. It's never seen. It's only if you enroll, then you're offered something that's incredible. So I would check that out as well. Passion is waiting for your courage to catch up. So I hope you're ready. Again, a brief summary of what you get. Bi-weekly educational classes. That's 2 hours long. One is a lesson, and the second hour is Q&A of your personal questions or the lesson. The 5-module course in my online school called Dating to Mating with a 90-page workbook, videos, audios, the Live and Love Beyond Your Dream books, 4 30-minute private coachings with me. This is a February special only for this class. 2 follow-up free group sessions in month 7 and 8. Personal transformation, trauma skills, recovery skills, mindset skills, all your dating and relationship communication skills, of course. A very cool community to be a part of. Your accountability partner, guest coach appearances and lessons. The Dating to Mating whole program will be a part of it. And of course, all your bonuses and the Fast Action Scholarship, bringing the price down to only $2,997. And remember, it's a complete tax deduction, technically free. And there are 2 payment plans over there. So check them out. You know, get involved. If you can't get success in dating because you can't pay in full tonight, that's okay. What I will do for people, they get in just to save their spot because this is a smaller group. I don't take everyone. I like it to be small and intimate. But if it's before March 20th and you pay it all in full, I will give you success in dating as a bonus and a gift because I recognize your effort. Let's say you get a refund check. So you have to sign up at $350. You're paying your $350 and March 5th, boom, you get your tax refund. Sure, I'll definitely give you success in dating back, because I love your incentive and I love that you take action. So that's it. Here's one of my guys.
Riana is a wonderful coach, and anybody would be lucky to have her in their life. She opened my eyes to a lot of things, and she made me aware of issues that I needed to overcome. She brought more spirituality into my life and brought me to a place where I'm truly, truly, truly happy. I will say that if it wasn't for Riana, I'd still be going through the same motions every day, day after day. I'd be negative, I wouldn't be positive. And I use sarcasm instead of joking humor kind of thing because there's a difference, and I didn't know that. You know, I have a purpose in life. Didn't know I had that either. I have a strength in life. I didn't know I had it either. It's just, Riana really helped me a lot. And it's all about relationships. That's all I have to say. And Riana, thank you very much. I love and adore you. And there you go. She's a phone call away, which makes me so happy. If I ever need her, I just need to pick up the phone.
So that is Scott. He was my client in Radical Dating, Finding Lasting Love Over 40. He was the first one to date and the first one to be exclusive and the first and only to marry out of 5 contestants. So we won working as a team together. So here's the last slide, guys. Enroll now. Here's the 2 links that you will want. lifeandlovetransformation.com for the group. And if you would like that discovery session special, it's only $79. It's a bit.ly link, bit.ly/discovery session class offer, bit.ly/discovery session class offer. And the other one is lifeandlovetransformation.com. I am going to come back live. I'm going to answer any of your questions on the class content or your love test. Please also write down my email. It's at the very bottom corner. It is my name, Riana Milne @gmail.com. And this is where you're going to get your free ebooks for attending. And there is a trivia question that you'll have to answer, but it's really simple. So I'm going to come back live. Just write that down, rianamilne@gmail.com. And that's how you will get your free gift, okay, which is the ebook, Have the Love You Deserve, and Recognizing Toxic Signs of a Relationship. What questions can I answer for you guys? My goodness, a lot of you have hung with me. It's 2 hours on the dot. I knew I had a lot of materials tonight. I worked really hard to get it done in 2 hours. How can I help any of you? What questions do you have for me? Did you guys learn a lot? Thank you, Natalie. You're welcome. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you. I hope you really learned a lot. I really try to give you solid education as I give these classes. I always value your time. I knew you could be doing a lot of other things, so I appreciate you spending your evening with me. If you have any questions, personal questions, again, I'm going to write my email here. Don't hesitate. Nobody else answers my emails but me. It's rianamilne@gmail.com. The link again for the life and love transformation, and then the discovery session. And again, that's only $79. It's a great deal. If you have not had one yet, I really suggest you have that private time with me. You're going to learn a lot personally and what we can do next to help you. But take your time and go into the life and love transformation. There's more testimonials if you need to hear them. Everything is spelled out, all the details. Please take advantage of the Valentine's Day special of saving $250 in cash while this class is running, investing in yourselves for only $2,997 to work with me for over 8 months. Comes down to probably $10 an hour. You know, it's an incredible amount of time, but I just love doing this program and this work for my clients and seeing the amazing transformations. I mean, I think I've shared probably 10 or 15 testimonials tonight. There are hundreds. If you would like more, I'd be glad to email them to you. But this is who we are. And once you learn this, you are out helping to change the way the world loves too. And you can so easily recognize unhealed childhood trauma. Like you will recognize it so easily, even after what you learned tonight. Just imagine with you getting the really deep details of this program. It's something I'm really proud of. I'm so happy and proud of all my graduates and how far they have come in life. I hope you say yes to yourselves to this incredible investment at $2,997. And here's a trivia question to get your free ebooks. I get so excited. I forget to do that part. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right, let's stick to the childhood trauma checklist. What was your biggest aha moment, or what did you realize going through the love test that you would really want to work on to help improve your situation? So anything about the childhood trauma test or any other test. It could be, oh my gosh, I was dating someone, I see 11 red flags and I'm definitely done with that one. You know, whatever it is, an aha moment around the test that you did with me tonight. I would love to learn what you learned. And of course, if you have any personal questions, email me that at the same time. I will get back to you tomorrow. If you have bought into the program, I will acknowledge that. I'll give you all the details of what you need. It's really cool because once you invest tonight, you can start Success in Dating, like starting this weekend, and get that going. And then we set up your 1 hour free session. If you've already had the transformation session with me already, then that is a bonus 1 hour. If you have not had the transformation session, then that's what I would prefer to do, because I need to know the deep issues of every one of my clients so I can help them with their transformation. That is required with everyone that I work with to do a transformation session. So that's super important that I do that sometime with you before I work with you. So one or the other. And again, if you have to do a payment plan, guys, it's so worth it. You're still paying the lesser amount tonight because it's the February love month. Okay, it's my Valentine's to you. Okay, any other questions? Last call. All right, guys, I love you so much. God bless. I wish you always the best. And really, it is now time to create the life you desire and have the love you deserve. You are worth it. Do not wait. Thank you and have a beautiful evening. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Do you feel like you have tried everything? Self-help books, therapy, relationship summits, retreats, online courses, podcasts. But you still struggle with toxic love, attracting narcissistic partners, ongoing anxiety, depression, codependency, love addiction, stress, moodiness, lack of hope, feeling stuck in your career, and you just can't seem to get love right. It's time to heal your unconscious behavioral patterns caused by unhealed childhood trauma. I'm Riana Milne, the love trauma recovery expert and certified life and love coach who helps thousands around the world, and I can help you too. I specialize in helping adults heal from unconscious childhood and love relationship traumas. emotional triggers, and dysfunctional behavioral patterns, which have been impacting them negatively in life, love, or business, to transform and create the life they desire and to have the love they deserve. Talk to me today at rianamilne.com and get the free ebook below to learn more.